to cheers. I have a very different type of video for you today. I figured since we're all kind of like in quarantine and practicing social distancing that I would come on here and kind of show you like a little hobby that I've been getting into. By no means am I a professional. I mean, I've only done a couple of pieces, but it is acrylic pouring. And I recently got into it and I've been kind of like exploring YouTube on how to do it. So I figured today we can just have a relaxing video and just like be creative for a moment, because I think there's been a lot of stress lately around this whole COVID-19 situation. So yeah, before we jump in, I'm hoping that you and your families are staying healthy and being safe and really practicing social distancing during this time, because yeah, it's just been crazy and I still cannot believe it. This is all happening. Yeah, I'm gonna go change into like or I'll just put like a sweater on top that I don't really care about anymore. And I don't mind getting paint on. So if you wanna join me for a little bit and like escape, just kind of zen out and get a little creative, then just keep watching. All right, so I just put this sweater I've been painting with. As you can see, lots of paint. I put my hair up in a bun because this type of painting gets super messy. But before I jump in, I kind of wanted to show you ones that I've already done. So this is the first one I've made. It's super pretty. The lighting kind of glares it, but I did some natural stone colors, and I really like this type of painting, and I've been getting into it just because like it is super relaxing and you never know how it's gonna turn out, and there's no way to like really mess it up. So I like it a lot. But yeah, this is my very first one. I'm still going back and forth if I want to like keep it this satin matte or if I want to spray it with some sealant to like make it shiny. So if you have a recommendation, leave it in the comments below. I've also made this one. This is more like pinky toned. I've just been really loving these a lot. And then this is one actually my husband made. He did all these different tones of blue. It looks like the ocean, which is crazy to me. All of those paintings were done by one method, and that's kind of the method I've been using for all of these paintings, just because I'm just getting into this painting technique. So I'm gonna show you how to do it today. Again, I'm not a professional, and other people use different methods to do their own acrylic pours, and they use different paints. I just got into it, so I'm not using super expensive paint. I know they sell kits on Amazon too, if you're interested in getting into this hobby as well. But if you'd like to just relax and enjoy some art or do art with me, let's get right into this. Just want to let you know that this painting is very messy, so I just covered my table with some painter's plastic. Right, so this is my surface here. I just have a really simple table. The lighting is okay. I try to aim my lighting so that there aren't too many shadows, but can't get rid of all of them. You're gonna need a canvas that's wrapped. You could also use the flat kind, but I really liked these ones that are wrapped around a wooden frame, just because when you do your pours, you can kind of make the paint fall off the sides and it gives it a really complete effect. You are gonna need 4 plastic cups to kind of hold it above your plastic surface, your covered surface. These are just cups that I've been reusing because save the earth. You're definitely not going to want to use cups that you want to keep, but basically line up your cups on the corner of the canvases so that it is raised. I also have more plastic cups that I wash and have been reusing to mix my paints in. And then I have popsicle sticks to stir the paint in the mediums. And I'm not going to take them all out of the bag, but all of these acrylic paints. These are not super high-end acrylic paints. Don't feel like you need to go out and buy super expensive acrylic paint. I've been using really cheap ones and I feel like they've been working just fine. Since I'm just starting out on this hobby, I decided to kind of experiment with cheaper paint so I kind of know what I'm doing. Next, you're gonna need a paint mixing medium called Floetrol, And this just helps thin out the paint and make it really liquidy so that it could be easily poured onto your canvas. And the last ingredient you'll need, I'm just using this cup that came with the Floetrol, but it's just a little bit of water. So I'm gonna go grab some water and then be right back. Oops, before we start, the last thing you'll need are some latex glove or latex-free gloves, ones that you don't mind ruining. Now's the super fun part. We get to put on our gloves and pick out the colors that we are going to be using. I've really been into like that earthy green, like that really rich emerald green, so I think I'm going to try to make that color. I'm using Darice Satin Matte acrylic paints. Your paints do have to be acrylic or else they will not work, and I am going to just kind of eyeball. This is just a regular green, and I think to give it that like really rich color, I'm gonna add a little bit of black just to deepen it a little, and let's see where that takes us. And then you're gonna take your popsicle stick and mix your paint up until you get your desired color. So this is kind of what I have so far. Kind of want it to be a little brighter, so I think I'm gonna add a brighter green or like a yellow. Wow, I do happen to have a neon green. This is by the brand Folk Art, and it's the neon green shade. I'm very experimental when it comes to art. Like, I don't really have a plan going into it. I know that drives some people crazy, but that's just how my creative brain works. I like kind of leaving options open and seeing it where it takes me. So, ooh, I'm left with this brighter green. Again, with the Darice orange paint. And I found all of these on Amazon. I will leave a link down below. I'm gonna do mostly orange and some brown. This is the Darice Espresso shade. And I think I'm just gonna do like that much and see, maybe a little more, and see where that goes. I'm getting this kind of like burnt orange type of color. Kind of want it to pull a little more red, not too red. And this is the Darice bright red acrylic paint. Just squeezed a little bit in there and mixing that up. So those are my two colors. Maybe I'll put them up here so you can see them a little better. I like to do 1 cup of just plain white. Since I use white for every painting, I got a big tube of it, and it's the Delta Creative, just cream coat white. And my sister actually bought this for me at Target. I think I'm gonna add 2 more colors for this painting. I'm going to go in with Darice again, in navy. Almost want the navy to be a little darker, so I'm gonna add some black into my navy. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a lighter green, and this is just Craft Essentials acrylic paint. Does not have a shade, so I cannot help you. That's how cheap this is. I think I bought this at Joann's. It is very neon, so I think I'm gonna kind of tone it back with some tan. This is Golden Brown by Darice. Ooh, that's pretty. It's like a little sage green. All right, so these are my colors. You're gonna need a popsicle stick as well for your white. And now we're gonna add the Floetrol into these paints. So let me bring them down here because I don't want it to weigh down my canvas too much. All right, I changed the angle just slightly so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. You're gonna wanna go in with your Floetrol. It comes in way smaller bottles, but I've been super into this, so I actually went to Home Depot and got the big boy. Before you mix it into your paints, you're gonna wanna shake your Floetrol up really well. And then what I like to do is add a 1-to-1 ratio of paint and Floetrol. So for the white, you're just gonna, I eyeball it, there's no rhyme or reason. Just like that, so the paint like doubles.
Alright, and since Floetrol is a paint binding medium, you're going to want to mix it in to your paints so that it binds with your acrylic paint instead of with the water. I've seen people pre-mix their Floetrol with water. I just find that for the paints that I'm using, it works better to add the water later. So I just give it a really good mix until it's all combined. I'm gonna go ahead and do that with all the colors. All right, after your Floetrol and paints are all mixed up, you're gonna take your water. This is just plain tap water, and a lot of people use distilled water and things like that. I'm just using tap water, it works for me. And just do a teeny splash into every cup. So this green one has a lot less paint than the white one, so I'm gonna put a little less water and so on. Basically you wanna reach a buttermilk type of consistency, and that's where if you like scoop up some of your paint, it runs down in one line. I'm gonna go ahead and combine all the rest of the paints and be right back to get to the really fun pouring part. Now we're gonna start creating our dirty pour. So you're gonna need an empty cup and layer the paints in whatever order you want. All right, so after you've got your dirty pour cup ready, you're really just going to pour it on here however you want. I've seen people flip it onto their canvas or like drizzle it on. I think I'm gonna kind of do like a swirly motion and see where it takes me. So here we go. I do have leftover paint in these cups, so I'm just going to go in and fill some of the blank spots. Wow, this looks so cool already. Now's the fun part. You're going to grab your canvas by the sides and tilt until all the paint slides off onto your sides, and you're going to want to make sure you're thinking about your moves here because you want your painting to stay on your canvas here. And then since you have paint all over your hands, you're just gonna tap any corners or edges that didn't get paint on them. I'll do a close-up for you guys.
Alright guys, that is it for our acrylic pouring video. I hope you enjoyed getting a little creative and doing an art project with me. I love these just because you never really know what you're gonna get. Stay tuned for different acrylic pours that I can do in the future with you guys. Once again, I hope that you guys are staying safe, staying healthy, and practicing social distancing. I know it's boring because we're all stuck inside, but I figured that if we can kind of share our hobbies and things that we're doing, we can somehow feel connected. So please feel free to like this video, comment down below with other techniques or things you'd like me to try on this video. Ring the notification bell so that you're in the loop for when we post new videos. And until next time guys, cheers to a good week. Bye.